fire service, the bell goes back over 200 years. The bell had a call or assignment, and you would hear the bell when you returned back safely to quarters. The bell was played at everyone's final alarm. Too many of these bells are being played for firefighters who are taking their own lives through PTSD. We need to do more. There's enough bells in the fire service from occupational hazards. We don't need them when we get home. Let's change this. In the fire service, the bell goes back over 200 years.
What's up, peeps?
You would hear the bell whenever you had a call.
Hold on, it's muted, but it's still playing.
You would hear the bell when you return back safely to quarters. The bell was played at everyone's final alarm.
Wow. Can you guys hear that, or is it just me?
Too many of these bells are being played for firefighters who are taking their own lives.
Hold on one second.
PTSD. We need
what
to do
is
more.
Going on? All right. Hey, sorry about that. You know, I'm not the most technically savvy person. So I wanted to get in real quick today. I know that maybe Delphi documents could be being released or whatever, but it's important for me. Hold on a second. I'm going to open my blinds here. I got my new camera, my new light that I bought for $7. Hold on a second. I'm just figuring it out. Look at that. Let's try yellow, huh? I don't know. Anyway, sorry about that. That's a little better. So what's my announcement? Well, my announcement is this. Tomorrow from 12 to 1 o'clock, I'll be part of a webinar. They're calling it a fireside chat. And I've partnered with a medical marijuana company here in Pennsylvania. And they're really something else. They've been able to really, they get it. You know, they're one of the people that get it. So tomorrow, I'll be able to share this link here at some point today. So they're called, the place is called True Live. Let me find the guy's name here. They've done a lot of great stuff. I'm reading some of his emails. They've done stuff for food pantries and things like that. One of the things that we're going to be working on together is the PTSD bill. There's a PTSD bill right now. It's in committee in Pennsylvania, and we're hoping to get more support behind it and get PTSD recognized as a occupational thing that you get. And you get it from work. You go into there as a normal person and you come out 20, 25, whatever years later, you're different. You're definitely a different person. So human beings aren't really supposed to expose themselves to this type of trauma, but it happens. Somebody got to do it. There's military, the police, EMS, everybody. Well, what I'm really excited to announce is everything goes well. They're on board. We're actually going to be able to name a weed strand after the McKeesport Fire Department, which is going to be incredible. It's going to be an indica because not all people, but everyone that I've dealt with in the fire service, the PTSD issue has been, you've been sped up. Nah, I can't sleep. When it hit me, I was sleeping for an average of 4 hours a week with the lights on. A week. Could not turn my mind off. And it was a cumulative effect for me. Some people, it's one incident. But it's always that one incident that kind of is the straw that breaks the camel's back. So I don't know how everyone's feelings are with marijuana, but I'll just real quick tell you my story with it. I've smoked as a teenager and everything like that. You could go to the doctor and you could get benzodiazepine. You could get you could get any pills. You could go to the state store. You could drink yourself into a coma, right? Those pills kill thousands of people every year. I'm not even talking pain pills. Alcohol kills tens or hundreds of thousands of people every year. Tobacco kills people. Marijuana has never killed anyone ever. And I say, oh, people were lacing this stuff on the street. Well, if you're buying weed on the street right now and you could get your medical card, you're in a state, you got to be out there. Because I'm getting 30 to 39% THC. I have the ingredients on it, and it's cheaper. It's cheaper than street weed. People are like, oh, they put fentanyl in weed. Every single case in the United States, I've investigated every one, and I haven't found one single case where that has actually happened. The person overdosed from fentanyl and happened to smoke marijuana. If you're a weed dealer and you put fentanyl in your weed, guess what? You're out of business the same day because ain't no one trying to kill themselves. They're just trying to get high, right? Eat some Doritos or whatever. Forget where they put their car keys. Heroin dealers, and I found this out from my brother and other police officers, Heroin dealers on occasion will spike their package. So they will get people, they will kill people or try to kill people. And what happens is all the heroin addicts from around the area begin to come to that place and try to buy that shit that just killed their friend because the high's got to be phenomenal. That's how just insane the thinking is. When the drugs take over your mind, they're doing the controls. If you're an airplane and you're a cockpit and you're flying, when you get on the heroin or something like that, or you're an alcohol or whatever it is, that drug now flies the plane. You're the co-pilot. So I have a lot of empathy for drug addicts. I've known quite a few. They're not the same person that they were. So, well, you make the decision to put the needle in your arm or to take the line of hair, whatever it is. Yeah, you do. But what led up to that decision? So if we can help people, we can. Lisa, what will the slogan be? Well, I need the okay from them and the Department of Health. But the idea for the slogan is going to be is called "Don't Sleep the Port." Don't sleep the port's a saying that I've said, a lot of us have said since our teenage years. And McKeesport's kind of a crazy town. We have like a wild reputation. So we would be at parties in high school and something crazy would happen, or someone from McKeesport would do something and everyone would be all up in arms. Holy shit, can you believe he did that? And we would be looking over there. We're not shocked at all. That motherfucker, I ain't surprised he did that. I've seen him do that 5 or 6 times. Well, what's going on? Don't sleep the port. Don't sleep the port. So anything that can happen at any given time in McKeesport, we say to fire calls, we see insane things that people do. And the younger guys that are from different areas come in and they're like in awe. And you look at like a grizzled veteran and they're like, what, are you shocked at this shit? Don't sleep the port. The other thing with don't sleep the port will be because it will be an indica. So it will put you to sleep. It will help to slow those everything going on in your mind. It'll help slow all that down, hopefully. And as long as they're okay with it, I don't think that there'll be an issue. I'm hoping one of our guys can do the artwork. We have a guy that's a graphic artist. He has his own business. Hopefully he can do the artwork. Yeah, I agree with you, Hybrid Place. I know people have different things with different people. They've had different experiences. To me, and I've seen, it was about a month ago, my captain saved the guy's life. He wrecked his car. He was overdosed, and he Narcaned him. That's the first time I saw someone go from dead and gray to back to life in like a really short period of time. It seemed like 5 or 10 seconds. I don't know. But it's a spray now. It's a nasal spray. So again, as a fireman, you're not out there judging, well, why are you doing this drug? No, this person needs help. They get help. Don't care who they are, what they look like. That's the way it should be. End of story. No one's saying, oh, this guy's a junkie. No, motherfucker. This guy's someone's kid, someone's brother, someone's dad. Let's bring him back. If we bring him back and he decides to go down the same path, that's totally his decision. We are obligated, not just as firemen, I think we're obligated as human beings to try to help any other human being that we can, within reason, and they're not taking advantage of you. All right. So anyways, I'll be able to disseminate this link here pretty soon. From what I'm told, anyone can get into it. I don't know if it'll be a Zoom. It'll probably be a Zoom as opposed to like StreamYard. I'm pointing the wrong way, like a lot of us use or something like that. But I'll send it to you. I'm of the understanding you can watch it later. I don't know if you'll be able to ask questions. And then as we move forward with this, the idea would be to get me possibly the next session of the House of Representatives in Pennsylvania, or the Pennsylvania Senate, probably the House of Representatives first, to try to push this bill along and maybe be able to address the entire, body. And I would love to do that. I have no problem speaking in front of a lot of people. As you guys can tell, I love to talk, and I think I can make a difference and help some of these folks, that have lost their life to this. And everyone in that video lost their life to a PTSD type suicide, which was, these people were totally normal. Then one day they changed. Look at Delphi. I could always weave things back into Delphi because you folks are very familiar with that. The killer's going to change. Even though the killer killed someone, he inflicted trauma on himself. And the mental trauma of a normal person, even if you do that, you're going to change. So imagine if you have the best of intentions and you're trying to help somebody and you do everything you can do to help them. You even hurt yourself. You go too far. You don't listen to the bosses because you think you can get them and then you don't get them. And so just imagine how that plays. There's a documentary called Burn about the Detroit Fire Department. They're understaffed. There's fires every day. There ain't enough of them. They say they don't have enough money to hire firemen. They have enough money to hire people to work in City Hall, and they have enough money to hire shit like that. but they don't have enough money to hire firemen, which is absolute bullshit. All right. You need to hire your public safety people first and then worry about who's doing what they're doing in the back. Well, we need people to do that. No, you fucking don't. You need people to put a fire out, because if they're not there, people are going to die. And at the end of the day, one life's worth your $80 million budget or whatever the city of Detroit. I'm not picking on Detroit, but I am a little bit. But there's a lot of cities like that. But one of the quotes is from an old salty veteran. He says, "I wish my brain can forget what my eyes have seen." And that's any fireman you talk to that's been in the shit will tell you that is just such a moving and that he gets it. That guy gets it. So from time to time, I share stuff. I'm really into the true crime. You know that. The true crime, the psychology angle that I work helped me kind of get inside of me and understand why I was doing things that I've never done before and freaking out or losing control of situations, not job related. But that was like kind of my PTSD experience. So it helped me understand myself a little bit better too. You need help. You need to talk to people. And we're launching that. And actually our fire department, the mayor, our fire chief, and our union are kind of going hand in hand. And we're going to actually be peer trainers. So if an incident happens where there's a line of duty death or a really bad fire where multiple people were lost, especially children, but any people, but children's different, Flora situation like that, you would have a team of guys who would be able to come in and talk to these folks. And you're not even truth hunting at that point. You want to take care of these people, and you want to make sure that they're okay and they go home okay. People aren't dying in fires as much as they are killing themselves, guys. It's more firemen are killing themselves than they are dying in fires. And that's true with EMS. That was true with police up until a couple of years ago. But the way things are now, police are kind of like under attack. LA, what is up? Speaking of cops, they say there's never a cop around when you need one, but there is here. Ruckus should be chiming in next, hopefully. But it was also like that in 2017, where more police officers, too, were killing themselves as opposed to going out in the streets and getting killed. And that's insane. That can't happen. People are going to die in emergency services, and that sucks, and it's fucking terrible, but it's going to happen. We all know that. Let me tell you something. We all know that. In the back of our minds, we know that. When we take that job and we get on the truck or in the police car or on the ambulance, you know that. It's in the back of your mind. You've already came to that decision. Okay, I'm cool with it. It's going to give me a good life, a fair living, respected in the community, give my kids an opportunity that maybe I didn't have. And at the end of the day, if I got to lay it down, I know that in my situation, there's 29 or 30 other guys that are going to look out for my family going on out. We saw that this year. We lost an officer in February. Officer Sean Slogansky was gunned down and murdered in February. And we saw that. And when you see the people that you run to when you're broken, the police, the fire department, the EMS, you run to them when you're broken, and they can handle anything. They've seen it all. They can handle anything. When you see them broken in half, totally just the toughest, saltiest, ornery son of a bitch and cops that were good police, but they were just so jaded. And so you never thought that, you never seen them smile. They were crying. They were broken. And that has an effect on you. And I wish we could have done more to help our fellow police officers. They brought people in and they were looked after, but hopefully this doesn't happen again in our city ever. But if it does, we're more prepared. So again, tomorrow from 12 to 1, I will be part of what they're calling it a fireside chat. But what are we going 1930s presidential fucking quotes here? If you get that, you're a history buff. But there'll be different people on it. Some people from the marijuana plant in Pennsylvania here. Again, True Live. They've really, really stepped up and helped us out. And we'll go from there. And then, as long as they take our pitch, and it sounds like they're going to, we'll have a weed strand in a container and selling at stores, not just Pennsylvania, wherever they push their pot out to. You will see a Don't Sleep Report, and it'll be for the McKeesport Fire Department. And the other idea is, and this will be up to them, some portion of that they're going to donate to a fund for first responder PTSD. So if there's a fund that they like, if there's one that they want to start, just helping people get help, resources. Here's a number that I can call. I can call this 800 number or whatever, and I feel comfortable because I know there's going to be a fireman or a policeman or someone on the other end. Not that that's necessary, but it helps me open up because I know that dude or that woman has seen some shit too. And one of the things they talk about is hoarding your grief. You don't want to come home and unload that shit to your wife and kids. It's okay to unload it to other guys at work because they saw it too. They smelled it. They got pieces of people on their fire gear. How do you explain that to people that aren't, how do you explain that pieces of someone are on my fire gear and I have to hose them off? You can't. It's hard to, but we're supposed to. The people that you love, you got to trust them. And even though you don't want to lay that on them, they're there for you, right? So they're not going to have the visceral response, the smells, the crunching noises, the whatever it is that everybody does. So, just Deb, I agree with you 1,000%. I could tell you 5 or 6 cases where that has worked for guys, where they were getting whatever benzodiazepine or that, whatever the hell it's called. And remember, guys, marijuana is still a Schedule I narcotic. The federal government considers fentanyl safer than marijuana. And this morning, as we sit here and talk, the federal government considers fentanyl safer than marijuana. So any scientist from the federal government, you can kiss my fucking ass, okay? All you motherfuckers, because that's insane, because I don't see none of you screaming about this. No medicinal value. You're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. I would say to those people, the war's over, get new parts for your head, because marijuana is saving people's lives, not just in cancer treatments. I'm talking the PTSD angle. So I would encourage you all, if you're against weed, maybe you grew up that way, maybe you saw the Reefer Madness movie, open your minds up a little bit. And then, if we could get you past the marijuana, maybe at some point we could start talking mushrooms. And I'm not talking eating an eighth to go fucking trip your balls off. I'm talking a micro dosing things that's been working. But that's my 2 cents. So I hope you all can come. I told him, I sent him videos from my YouTube page. I was like, hey, I got a big following, man. Maybe they'll get in there and they'll watch and be able to ask questions. And but it's so cool to be the kid that was like buying dime bags at 14 or 15 and sneaking and smoking blunts down by we called it the bunker, down by these steps here across the street from the main street, to having a marijuana strand named after our fire department. It's just 2023. When I got hired in 2022, this wasn't possible. We were getting tested for even pot. So our city, our mayor, Mike Shrepko, the fire chief, Jeff Thomasek, city council, everybody's been in favor of this. We have a marijuana plant in our town also where they've given jobs. But, right now the police and the military can't get it because of the gun thing. And there got to be a way around it. I'm sorry, there has to be a way around it. Those people probably need it more than they definitely need it more than we do. There's people shooting at them. We see some shit, but most people, 99% of the time, they're happy when they see the fire department, a fireman here. They're going to fucking fix everything. And we do. It might take a while, but we do. But I would love to see active military and police, instead of getting prescribed these pills and instead of being able to walk in any liquor store, any beer store and buy whatever they need and climbing that bottle, because it's a tough climb back out of it. I've never been down the bottle, but I've known friends that have been, and it's a tough climb back out of it. And all you could do is be there for people. Be there for people. Let them know that you're there. When they're ready to talk, they'll come talk to you. They'll come talk to you. So I hope that maybe this open someone's eyes up. Hey, well, you know what? I'm not saying if you've never smoked weed to go down to the local park and see Reggie the dealer. Hey, let me get some. But see what it is. It's not just about smoking. You can take pills. There's tinctures. The creams that I use are unbelievable. Ryan Shazier, the former Steeler, who was paralyzed and now begins to walk, he has his own weed line with flour, with the vapes, with the cream. The cream's unbelievable. You rub it on I rub it on my neck. So it's getting there. So I hope everyone could join tomorrow. Be 12-1. I'll be posting the link in my community page. True Live is the marijuana company. They've been really great with us, and we will hopefully get this going. And if we can, sell a lot of these products, and the more, let's be up to the company, but we're working on it. Maybe a portion they could donate, and maybe start a fund for first responders. And even if it's just like a clearinghouse number that you call, what do you need? I need to talk to someone right now. I need to figure this out further down the line. They'll be able to help you. So I wanted to be real quick today. I'm keeping this like at 20 minutes. We have some people over here. Yeah. And you know what, too? And one of the people that fight it is big alcohol, because their sales plummet. Their sales plummet initially. It kind of normalizes, no pun intended, like it did in Colorado initially, but Coors was against it. And the only people that are against it actively are like super, super right-wing extreme, like religious people, like super right-wing, all the way in the end. Big alcohol and big pharma. because that it knocks their profits down. I don't need to take all these pills if I could grow my own weed, if I could smoke a joint. You know, I don't need all your bullshit anymore. You literally walk in a dispensary and say, I have high blood pressure. Oh, come here, man. There's a strand that maybe wasn't specifically made for that, but we found out it has good results. I have a headache. I have this. I have anxiety. And the other thing that people, like my girlfriend always says to me, well, she can't smoke because of her job. I used to freak out when I used to get paranoid. They legislated that shit out. It's a science, man. Ain't no more paranoia. You just sit there like, oh, yeah, where's my Doritos or my car keys? And get a couple comments in here. Oh, really? That's insane. 4 pits. That's like Florida. Everything's legal in Florida except weed. You could throw like alligators through the drive-through at people. Thank you, Jinx. I'm going to get a couple comments. I'm going to pop out of here. I don't know if documents are being dropped today for Delphi, but there's a lot of good people covering it. I always go with my man Frank the Tank, Frank Meister. Yeah, very good. Maryland, July 1st is going to become legal, which is like a state away from me. But I have my card. I don't really think there's a reason to drive down there and smuggle goods across the border. I'm cool with my card. They have plenty of stuff. There's tons of sales. Ours are only good for a year. We renew them every year, but you just call up your doctor and, you know, they make sure you're using it and you're, you know, someone else isn't you. What do you like to use? So it's a way to make money too, for sure. Yeah, or Pennsylvania. we follow after such progressive states as Ohio and West Virginia. And I'm not making funny of them, but deja vu, that's a good question. That's a question I've been answered. You can. And here's the thing with the thing. You can go in there and get your card. You can. My brother who works for the Attorney General told me this. We will not know what happens until somebody that has a weed card and has a carry card legally shoots somebody. Like, you know, someone's attacking them and they pull out the gun and shoot them. Because it's possible that person that has a marijuana card and pulls out a gun and shoots someone that's legally attacking them can get in trouble for having that gun. How fucking crazy is that? But we really don't know for sure. What the pot doctors are telling the people is let their card expire and then renew their carry. This is not a gun. You can buy a gun. I have guns. I bought guns. It's legal to buy guns. It's the carry permit. Because when I go buy a gun, that question isn't asked. It's just, you know, hey, you know, blah, blah, blah. So everyone that has a weed card, you can have a gun. There's really no restriction against that. Now, carrying it, that's where the problem comes in at. And no police or even attorneys have been able to answer me on that, but I don't have a carry permit. So, but I'm gonna let you guys get out of here. Oh, CJK, if you're just coming in. So tomorrow from 12 to 1, I'm going to be part of a like a Zoom meeting, or they're calling it a fireside chat with a medical marijuana company from Pennsylvania. Well, they work in Pennsylvania, called True Live, and it's about PTSD. And we're hoping to be able to, you know, have a strand of weed. It's actually been named after our fire department, the Keysport Fire Department. And it'll help, and it'll be a percentage of money given to first responders with PTSD to some way or shape or form, help their lives. And then the idea is maybe, hopefully, the next session I'll be able to address our House of Representatives in Pennsylvania, because there's PTSD legislation that's kind of stalled, and it will be police. Right now, it's police and fire. Hopefully, EMS will be involved too, where PTSD will be recognized as an occupational illness, like, you know, or an occupational injury. We have occupational cancer in Pennsylvania. We have cancer presumption, which means in the state of Pennsylvania, if you're a firefighter and you get cancer, it's on the city, borough, or whatever you work for to prove that you didn't get in the fire service. And you can't. You can't, because we're like 83% more likely to get cancer than the average person, overall types of cancer. And there's certain ones, we're 44 or 46%, 83% more likely for certain types of cancer. So that was the news. And I'll share that. Yeah, it's super cheap, y'all. Same way here. It is, but that was my announcement. So you see the PTSD stuff that I do. I was diagnosed in September of 2019 with it. It's kind of like a cumulative effect. We had a really bad car wreck, and I'll never talk about that on here because it's pretty bad. But it was like the gasoline's my trigger, so you could kind of imagine. But hopefully we can help people. And again, the last thing I'll leave you here is more firemen are killing themselves than they are dying in fires every year. That is insanity. We have to stop that. We have to figure a way out. When I started 22 years ago, you didn't talk about bad shit at calls. You didn't want to be seen as weak. But those are the strongest people. The strongest people will say, I need help. Hold on a second. I can't process this. I'm a human being, and I wasn't meant to see what I just saw. So how do I process this? The word is you can process it. It might take a while, and it's going to be fucked up, but you can see there's another side. There's another side of it. Firemen and people in general are like CO detectors. How a CO detector is, you see the white part and encapsulated, and there's a little disc, really small. That disc holds carbon monoxide on it. If it gets too much, it'll alert. But that disc is only so good for so long. Once that disc is totally inundated with carbon monoxide, it's no good. You have to throw it away, and you have to get another CO detector. I think firemen in my expertise are like that. You get so much. Some guys can work for 40 years. Some guys can work for 15. Some guys can work for 20, but at some point your disc gets filled up and you just can't do that anymore. You could do anything else in the world. Well, not be a cop or not be an EMT or a medic or any military, but you could do everything. They just got to bring in a new or a new CO detector, which is a new fireman. And they just have. Some guys got 40 years in them. Some it's different. Everyone's different. So I thank everyone for popping in here. Yeah, I'm actually I don't know if you're talking about mushrooms, but I've heard that not just with the older people with the Parkinson's and the dementia, but I've heard that with PTSD too. I'm very excited about that. But I'm not a big mushroom guy. I've taken it a couple of times in my life when I was younger, and it was just for fun. So I'm maybe you could help me with that. Yeah, anything you got, I'm Kevlar148@hotmail.com. I'm very interested in that. Thank you, Sandy. Sandy, if you understand how CO detectors work, I think it's a really good analogy. And I'm proud to say I came up with that myself. So right under half an hour, check YouTube, check your favorite creators, the Delphi docs, if they're dropping today. I'm not saying they are. I'm not saying anyone got arrested. I'm not saying any of that, but if they are. But thank you for joining me today. I'm very excited about this. If you can tell, I'm more fucking fired out of a cannon this morning than I usually am. And that says a lot. And tomorrow from 12 to 1, I will share the link on my community page. And hopefully this will be a really cool thing. There might be some politicians on there. I don't know if you'll be able to ask questions or whatever, but I've shared them, my stuff on here. And if you ever see the PTSD videos on my page, that's the reason why. You know what? I have to talk to him, Jinx. Actually, I'll talk to you after this. Because what's really cool is I got 22 years on the job, and I just realized that I'm on vacation tomorrow. I didn't even fucking know. I'm not saying we have too much vacation in case the mayor of the city's listening, but it's just one of them nice things. Hey, Kev, you're off tomorrow. Oh, shit, am I? Why, do you want to move it? Nah, I'll keep it. But I do have a basketball game, Jinx, so let's talk after this on Discord or whatever, because I definitely want to help him. EJ's doing a great job. I don't know if you want to share his thing in here, Jinx. Yeah, Kathy, Meow. Yeah, I was talking to Meow the other day, too. I like our conversations because we get in depth with some shit, you know. We really do. I enjoy her. She kind of thinks outside the box like I do, and it's, you know. Well, thank you, everyone, for coming in. I really, really appreciate it. Yeah. Whoops, what do I just took that down? Check with Liberty and AYR2. Liberty. That's not the Bell Bonds place, is it? I'm not sure. Like I said, I have 2 weapons, but I keep them in my house. Yeah, and Jinx, if you can share EJ's if you did also. Tomorrow night, EJ's doing a live. I hope I have a summer league game. I really hope to be able to get in. Worst case, I'll catch it later and put comments in later. But Flora got legs, folks. Flora Case has legs. Let me tell you right now. Have a positive thought for Flora today, because that son of a bitch is moving. It is moving. I'm telling you. And it's because of all the good work that everybody's doing. All the good work. So, all right, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to finish my coffee. I'm going to let you go on with your Monday. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully everybody. I never heard of either of those, Deja Vu. I go to Rise, True Leaf, and what's the one on Route 30 there in North Huntington? Beyond Hello, just because they're close. I will try 'em. My kid goes all over. He gets the Wiz Khalifa weed and shit. Yeah. Anyways, Deb, we're not sure. She might be. Wouldn't be surprised if she was, Deb. But check out CJ tomorrow. Check out your favorite Delphi creators today in case docs get dropped because it'll be a big day. But I wanted to get in here and get this out. So hopefully I'll share the link. I will definitely share the link at some point today. I'll share it a couple of times so you see it. Hopefully you guys can come in. It is 12 to 1. It's middle of the day. It's supposed to last an hour. And it'll be me giving like my little testimonial about PTSD and how weed worked for me. And hopefully winning a lot of people over and them all understanding like, and this is what last thing I'll say. And this is what I want to say to the House of Representatives. If you call the fire department at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and your shit's on fire, we are coming. No fucking questions asked. We're coming and we're busting our ass. We're going to do everything we can do. Well, the fire department's house is on fire right now. And it's 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And I'm dialing 911. And that phone rings to this Pennsylvania House of Representatives. And we need you to put our fire out now. We need you to make this bill happen. We need you to let these guys get the treatment that they need. That's what we need. So we'll come to your house at 4 a.m. No, even if you vote no on this, we'll still fucking come. We'll still risk our lives and we'll still bust our ass and we'll get the job done. We're asking you, the politicians, the people to make the laws in the state of Pennsylvania, to put our fire out, to help us continue doing what we are doing. Okay? That would be my point I would make to them. So we shall see. All right. Thank you, everybody, for coming in early. It was kind of like a last-minute thing. But I did want everyone to know about it. So if you were interested in watching it, I'll share the link. And we will go from there. And, get on your shit today. I haven't been looking. Discord's been ringing off. That could be Delphi stuff or it could be Ruckus talking about golf. Either way, I'm entertained and I will read them both. But thank you, everyone. Thank you. Yeah, CJ's link dropped. So go ahead, follow him. He's been doing really good work. I've caught a couple of his lives. I just, for whatever reason, when he's on a lot. I just, shit. And it's one of them goddamn YouTube alerts. I don't get his. I'll get other people's. People get mine. Some people don't. I don't understand that at all. I probably never will. So I am going to let you go. Deja Vu, we got one here. What? Gibsonia, Liberty, Aliquippa. But that's a pretty big spread. Okay. I will check them out. Thank you, Deja Vu. We'll see what they got. Everyone got really good sales right now, Deja Vu, because Maryland's going legal. So check it out. There's Evil CJ. And folks, I'm going to get out of here. And I thank you for everyone coming in. And hopefully you're excited as I am. You're definitely not excited as I am. Weed Strand, hopefully named after McKeesport Fire Department. This is the answer for PTSD. It'll never go away, and we'll always have effects. But this lets you live. I can't stress that enough. This lets life kind of go back to normal. It'll never go away, but hey, other people have heavier burdens than I do. A lot of other people do. PTSD is the worst thing I have to deal with. It sucks, but I'll make do. It'll be okay. And fire them up. That's what I say. Fire them up. Don't drink. Don't take pills. Fire them motherfuckers up and put them up in the air and have a good thought for everyone that isn't here anymore. That wasn't given that opportunity. So, all right, everybody. Thank you. I love you all so much. You guys were fantastic. Now I'll go see what's going on. If something's going on with Delphi, if the documents are coming out, I'm sure that'll be all over the news as it should be. If it is, I'm not breaking any news here. If it is, and check out Evil CJ tomorrow. Continue to follow Meow, Frosty. A lot of people are really, really doing good work with Flora. But Flora's moving, folks. I can't stress that to you enough. Have faith. All right, I'm going to be out of here. Before I go, I have coffee today, no Gatorade or tea in a carton. So let's say Tentacles,